Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something again that is quite old. It is now super rare and very difficult to find, especially in this mint unmade condition. We are looking at today the 1981 release by Airfix from their Gerry Anderson series of plastic model kits. And this particular model kit is from their Snap and Glue range. And it features the Angel Interceptor as seen in the amazing Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons television series. Now Captain Scarlet and Mysterons was the 5th series in the Anderson creations. Sorry, the 6th series in the Anderson creations, where they used the puppets, otherwise dubbed as the Super Marination. And I think there was 32 episodes produced of Captain Scarlet. It was done over one season, and they were 25-minute long episodes, and they were filmed between 1967 and 1968, and they originally aired from September 67 through to May 1968. Basically, Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons storyline, Spectrum sent a manned mission to Mars on exploration, and the Spectrum agent in command of that mission was Captain Black. And while they were surveying Mars, they came across the Mysterons base. And Captain Black mistakenly thought the Mysterons were going to attack them, so he destroyed the Mysterons base. However, the Mysterons have the power to recreate matter, so they just recreated their whole base again. But at that point, they pledged war against the Earth. Captain Black managed to return back to Earth. However, when he got back, he was destroyed by the Mysterons and put back together again and became the main Mysteron agent. And he was always working against Spectrum, or trying to destroy Spectrum and the Earth. Anyway, I don't want to digress much further, but Spectrum had their cloud base, which was like a flying base of operations in the sky. And the Angel Interceptors were part of that cloud base. Basically, they took off and they done their missions from the cloud base, as well as a lot of the Spectrum crew were occasionally on cloud base before going off to their missions. Anyway, this particular model kit is of one of those Angel Interceptors. And this is the box in front of us, and it says Snap and Glue, and you've got the Airfix Model Kit logo on the right hand side. Precision Airfix Model Kit, it says, and you've got images of two of the Angel Interceptor models, and it says Angel Interceptor 1 Model Kit, and the rest of that it says Associated Television Overseas Limited 1967 is the copyright. Okay, that's the front of the box. I'm just going to lift the box up so we can have a look at what's on the side. And again, you've got that Precision Aircraft Model Kit, and it shows you the pictures of the actual model kit when it's all assembled and painted on the side of the box there. It says Angel Interceptor new easy snap together assembly. Adhesive required only for what? Only for super detailing, and it says new press on decals, photograph of actual model. So there we are, and that's the actual model where my thumb is there. And actually, I think these are actual models as well, actual photographs of the models. So all of those are actually photograph of the completed model. Okay, the end of the box, it's got Snap and Glue, Precision Airfix Model Kit, Angel Interceptor 02070-5. And on the other side, or the top of the box, it says again the Precision Airfix Model Kit, Model Kit Series 2. For best results, use Airfix adhesive and paint. I can't quite read that. And paint numbers. So it gives you the paint numbers that you need, which are not included, and suitable for ages 8 years to adult. And then you've got the number there. That's the same again in different languages. And you've got the instructions in English and multiple languages there. And again, you've got that Angel Interceptor model there. Back on the end, same as on the other side, snap and glue, Precision Airfix model kit and Angel Interceptor, and it's item number 0207-5, a little bit split on the box there. Okay, so that is the box, and then as usual with these boxes, there's nothing on the bottom. Well, in this case there is. It's got a sticker of the manufacturer by the looks of it. See product somewhere in France, and it's dated 1981. There we go. So it's made in France. So Products Corporation. There we go. Okay, so that's the model kit. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the box and I'm going to take out the contents, and let's have a look at the contents outside of the box. Okay, so I've removed the contents from the box and I've laid it out. It's not a particular big kit. There's not a lot of pieces, but obviously due to age, some of these pieces has come away from the sprue, and you can see that they're lined separately. And I've got these pieces in the middle there, which have also come away from different parts of the sprue. As you can see here, there's all these bits missing, and a couple on this side as well. But fortunately, it's not a big model kit. There's only a small number of pieces, and they are all present, and basically everything is here, so it's not going to be too difficult to identify which pieces is which. Okay, before we look at the pieces, let's have a look. So we get this little advertising Airfix magazine for modelers. If you want to know more about modeling and details on how to make your favorite subjects, then buy your copy of Airfix magazine. Hints and tips every month, and background news on all aspects of modeling, and available from all news agents on subscription from Wells Gardner. Now, whether that's still available or not, I've got absolutely no idea. Possibly, maybe, I don't know. It says, are you a member of the Airfix Modelers Club? See club page every week in Buster and Battle Action comics. Well, those comics don't exist anymore, so maybe, I do not know. But as in case of a complaint, you've got the details there that you would have to send off. Okay, so that was the information that came with it. That's the decals. We'll have a look at those in a second, but this is what I want to see. So this is a snap and glue construction kit. So basically it snaps together and you add glue for extra sturdiness. So it says model kit, Airfix, and a snap and glue construction kit, Angel Interceptor. Special instructions. This construction kit is designed to clip together. However, if desired for added stability, the use of Airfix adhesive is recommended. And the rest of that is, I imagine, is the same writing again, but in different languages. And then you've got the instructions on how it goes together. So snap together, and there you can see the pieces that will join. That's the two sides, the pilot in the middle on the chair, and the front section there which separates the two pieces. The nose cone goes on there, two sides go in. This is from underneath actually. This is upside down, so you can see those two pieces go in, the nose cone goes on there. If we turn it over, yeah, so that's the back, the wing sections and the tail sections, and you've got the skids that go on the bottom of the model to hold it together, and that's basically how it all goes together. And then on this last section, number 6, it also shows you where all the stickers go. So you've got your Spectrum logos, which go 2 on the front there, and you've got 1 on the side, and you've got the A's on the back there, and you've got the big A on the front there, which there's no deco for, but I think that's what you'd have to paint that on. Yeah, because it's got down here in black, matte black, and these are the colours that so this area that's shaded, that dark blue, is where you paint black. This area that's slightly shaded is where you paint it in red, and the rest of it you just leave white. So that's, or you can paint it in G3 white, a colour white if you like. Personally, I wouldn't, because it's coloured the right colour anyway. So there we are. Now you can see each of these points. You can see you've got the pegs on each piece, and they slot into the holes on the other side. So for example, this would go together like this, and those pegs would just slot into position. I'm not going to push it in because I don't want to have trouble getting it apart again, but basically that's how it goes together. It does go in easily, and it will, once you've clipped it into place, it will hold in quite nicely. Now I just want to measure this particular body of this model. So we're looking at 14 centimeters of the main body, but then of course you've got the nose piece which goes on in front of that, which is here, that nose piece there, which is another 4 centimeters. So you're going to be about 18, 19 centimeters in length. Height wise, it's not going to be that big height wise really, so you're going to be looking, by the time you've got the stand on and everything, you're probably going to be looking about 6 centimeters in height, and width wise, with the wings going across, you're going to be looking probably around about 7 centimeters in width. So that gives you an idea. It's not a particular big one, but it's not a small one either. It's not a very, very small one either. It's probably about a nice size model kit, and I'd imagine it would look very, very good when it's completed. And if you just look at the images on the box, I mean, that's what you're aiming to achieve, that particular finished item. And there you can see where the stickers are as well, and you've got a red line to paint on the side there, and you can add in these additional black features on there, and the same again on the bottom. Yeah, it doesn't show you at the bottom on the box there, but it did show you on the instructions that you need to paint the big A on the bottom section underneath there. So there we go. Okay, that is this amazing little model kit. Now, how well did these kits do back in the day? Well, as we know, Airfix is a massive, massive brand, and Airfix models have always done well all throughout the years. For as long as they've been producing model kits, they've been one of the leading brands for forever, basically. And obviously 1981, although Captain Scarlet wasn't prominent at that time because it hadn't been made since 1968, but you did have the Saturday morning reruns that was going on at that time, so it may well have still been quite a popular TV show. I can't confirm or deny that, but obviously it wasn't the very hype of Captain Scarlet, which was in the 60s. Then again, in the early 90s, sorry, and again, once again, in the early 2000s. So yeah, even though there wasn't that much hype at the time, I still think these model kits would have done rather well. Snap and Glue was a nice series because they were easy to build. There wasn't too many components, and you didn't have to glue them, so you could literally just snap them together and see how you get on. So if you're uncomfortable with the glue, or you always made a mess with the glue, you would just snap them together. If anything was a little bit loose once you'd done that, then you would have to apply a little bit of glue, but the adhesive really wasn't always necessary on these particular models. I suppose I'm just looking at the pieces on here. There might be one or two pieces that would require a little bit of adhesive, but I really don't think much of it would have been necessary. And then of course you got the stickers to go on, and a little bit of painting if you wanted to. I know when I had similar model kits to these when I was a kid, and I used to look at the box and think, I don't really want to add the paint to them, so I didn't bother painting them. I just added the stickers on when they're done and left them like that, and they still look very, very good. Well, good to me as a kid, but you know, they might not look good to anyone else these days. But anyway, that's another story. So to answer the question, really, yes, they would have done fairly well. I don't know the numbers of these that were produced. I do think there was a reissue later on of these models. I think it was in the 90s when Captain Scarlet returned to mainstream TV for the first time since the 60s. I think they reissued the model kit, or maybe not a snap together model kit. Maybe it's just a standard model kit, but I do know there was another one that was produced. So yes, they done rather well. Again, I don't know the numbers, but I'm sure they would have sold out. Everything that Airfix ever does usually does sell out. Okay, so let's move forward. What are we going for? We're going 45 years on, or 44 years on, I should say, to 2025, which is where we are today. Do these model kits come up very often on the platforms? No, they don't. Not very often. And you can understand why, because anyone that had the model kit, bought the model kit back in the day, would have probably attempted to build it or built it, displayed it, threw it away, which is pretty much what you used to do with the model kits, unless they were done exceptionally well. As you got older and you grew out of something, you know, maybe you give them to a jumble sale, maybe you'd leave them with a neighbour, maybe you'd throw them away. And that was what we did. I know when I had my Captain Scarlet model kit, when I got older and was more into girls than anything else, wasn't interested in these anymore, and I gave them all to one of the neighbours' young sons, and what happened to them after that, I've got no idea. Silly thing for me to do, but hey, you know, that's it. When you're young, you're young. If we all knew what we knew now when we was then, things would be a lot different, but that's another story. So no, they don't appear very often on the platforms. When they do, I think when I looked through, I did see one of the later versions of these that have been partially built, but that was the only other one of these small Angel model kits that I could find online. And like I say, if you're buying on platforms, be careful, because the one I looked at, it just showed the box and a description basically telling you what it was all about. But if I didn't notice that it was a used item, I could have very easily ordered it and it had been a part built one. No doubt things would have been missing or wouldn't have been done to my taste. So yeah, just to make sure that if you are buying online, do make sure you read the used link if it is a used item that you're about to buy. Otherwise you can end up with something that is not what you want. Or alternatively, you can come to us at Midas Touch Toy Jams Collectibles, and we do not believe in stock photographs. What you see in front of you right now is the item that will be shown on the website and will be the item that is available for you to purchase should you wish to. And if you wish to, you can get straight to the website by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to this particular item where you'll be able to find this and many, many other vintage Gerry Anderson items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful old model kit with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next video. So bye for now.